We're going.
Hello, I'm Dr. Keshock from Anesthesia at Medina, and I understand this is going to a really wide audience, but I'm eager to share some stories from medicine and maybe from a woman leader perspective, because that's always important. We have students come through for anesthesia, but also just, sharing stories, I think, is one of the best ways to learn. We're all visual learners now, so we're going to put the name to a face.
So welcome, Dr. Keshock. So you're currently practicing in Medina. How long have you been at Medina Hospital, and sort of how did you get here?
Well, I joined the Cleveland Clinic system after being in private practice for a while, just because they have such good quality metrics and quality scores, so that drew me to the clinic after private practice. And then I was the director at several other sites, Fairview, Lutheran, and Fairview ASC, but I enjoyed being at Medina as my favorite, and then became the Southern Sector chief down here and just couldn't leave. So now I'm in the medical staff leadership at Medina and will be president of the medical staff next year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've talked a little ahead prior to us recording about the changes that you've seen in anesthesia. Could you just kind of take us from, back in the 70s or earlier to what currently, what's the current practice in anesthesia?
Well, we're always the patient's advocate, just like the surgeon is, and the whole team, nursing, obviously. But we're there to control pain and make it I kind of say I'm your anesthesia ambassador when you come to Medina. But I also have students come through, and I find myself frequently saying that, we used to do it this way, but now there's new techniques. So even going back 20, 30 years, we're using better medicines, more multimodal anesthesia, so during pain blocks, so people don't get as much narcotic. And we got away from some practices where we're just doing blind techniques. We use ultrasound for everything today, so that's just a great modality that's come, and everyone's using it for everything. We still are very hands-on, but anesthesia is basically making the patient comfortable and ready for surgery, and sometimes canceling the case if they're not ready for surgery, but it's incredible changes. When I was doing my residency, people had still experienced ether anesthesia. I know my colleague here is also had ether anesthesia. Some people have had their tonsils taken out in the kitchen table, and these things are all just within our memory banks. My mom was a family practitioner, and she grew up on a farm, so there's all those farm stories. And basically the bottom line is there was not enough anesthesia providers to go around. So whatever farm accident happened, they, had to do a lot of stuff without anesthesia. So anesthesia makes a lot of things possible, including something as simple as childbirth with epidurals. We love to be the patient's new best friend when we give them an epidural. I've heard that a lot, but I love that. And that just makes it a really good day. But we aren't doing OB at Medina anymore. We're doing a lot of orthopedic surgery, which is fantastic. Nobody has to be scared to come and do their knee or hip, because we'll make it a good experience. A lot of general surgery with Dr. Dawson, and a lot of GI. Dr. Merhab is also a leader at Medina for GI.
So, we're interested in the history of medicine in general. So in your specialty and in your growing up in medicine, what major changes have you seen just in medicine in general?
I think imaging is really incredible. Not to take anything away from the people we stand on their shoulders that were so good at physical diagnosis, but I teach some of the case medical students physical diagnosis, and there's incredible physical science that you have to learn and be able to teach. And we're getting some background music. It's all good.
I'm just going to shut my phone off. I'm sorry.
That's good. And